Welcome to Outside History, the official channel to the controversial, millennia-old, free-to-play MMORPG with over 7 billion active players. During Server War 1, gameplay devolved into a campfest of no one taking objectives. Everyone was just corner camping with machine guns and barbed wire. Raid leaders and faction administrators didn't know how to advance this meta, which was quickly growing stale. Luckily, a new expansion was in development. A player with the username Winston Churchill formed the Landship Committee with a goal to create a device which could counter barbed wire and machine gun camping noobs. What was scripted was the first tank in the game of Outside, dubbed the Mark I. It had naval cannons and machine guns and allowed grunt mains to have protection in an open field. In its first match, British tank mains shattered German players, but they were still glitchy, laggy, and failing more to bugs than enemy players griefing. Soon, French and German clan members created their own tanks and had players spec into that class. With the aid of the tanks, the Allies won Server War 1, but the tanks still had a role to play in the future metagames and became the iconic piece of the military tech tree in the 19.XX patches. In the interwar years, high-level generals from various factions had a myriad of ideas on where the tank would fit into the future metagame. Most players believed tanks would form an auxiliary role alongside infantry mains. A few thought the tank mains should form up into their own raid groups separate from other players. Not only was the armored doctrine meta up for debate, but tank stats and attributes were also in question. For example, British admins adopted two types of tanks, dubbed cavalry tanks and infantry tanks, with a focus on mobility and armor, respectively. American leaders believed in tank destroyer mains, operating tracked vehicles with most of their upgrade points in firepower and awareness at the expense of protection. Barring light raiding in the Spanish clan's civil war, there was much tank theory, but little gameplay. Join me next time, where I cover the tank's borderline broken patches during Server War 2.